Afternoon, everyone. Hope you can hear me. Let me know that you can by typing the number 1 in the chat box. I'd appreciate it. Hey, Robert, how you doing? Thank you for all those ones. Thanks, Jeff. Good afternoon, Kevin, and good morning, Helen. We're right on that time slot, right there. All right, well, welcome to Power Hour. As we do get started, keep in mind that everything we look at is for education. Nothing's meant to be advice or recommendations. If you find something you like, anything, make sure it fits your own personal risk profile and risk tolerance before ever taking on that trade, that setup, or that indicator. Haley, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. All right, we got a lot happening this week, guys. Got Inner Circle coming up tonight, 7 p.m. The monthly meeting is on the 21st. Trading You is tonight also. That is at 8 p.m. I'm teaching. Tomorrow's Mastermind, Monster Market Move is on the 27th. You got Power Hour and Trading Coaches Playbook are on their regular schedule. Now, we've got Brandon's last spread spectrum. He did a great job, guys. I got to watch one of the replays on it. I didn't get to get in the live class. I won't be able to be in this one tonight either, tomorrow night either, because of another training I'm doing. But great training. If you haven't registered for it, Lee, could you drop that link in there, if you would, for the spread spectrum? And then Pop, Covered Call, E-minis are all on their regular scheduled program. So here's our follow us page. Make sure you're following along with some of, not all, the various platforms we have out there. We've got, TikTok. We have 2 TikTok accounts right now. We only have the one up here. We will be building a third one very shortly. I'll release that to you guys as we get them out and running. But you're going to find a lot of information on what's going on with wealth builders, along with what's going on in the market out there as well. Sure, Will, you got it. You got it. I appreciate it. Okay, so here is our Trading Boss Manifesto. Excuse me. So this, you can download this from the homepage, from tradinglikeaboss.com, from robertjroy.com as well. Thank you very much. Yeah, sorry, just tickling my throat. I'm doing some tea this morning, which you don't normally see me with. When someone will say, "You're having coffee. You want coffee?" Oh, no, I don't drink coffee. How about tea? Why? Am I sick? It's exactly what I do, because I don't normally drink it if I'm not under the weather. It's just I'm not a tea guy, I guess. I'd rather just drink my water. Literally, I've got 32 ounces here, and then 28 ounces backing it up. There's always plenty of water around me. But this is, who we look at to you, what it means for you to be a trading boss, right? And that's to help get you to that point. Let's see. All right, so you've got Brandon Street Training coming up. Okay, so what trades did y'all do? Drop those trades in the chat box. Let's start talking about some of those. I'll share a little bit of my day today. We'll see where it goes. Again, we assume everything is a non-funded trade, so I'm not worried about funded, not funded. It doesn't matter, right? These are all, it's accountability. This is to do just that, to help keep you accountable for what's going on in your own trading day in and day out. Okay. Stephanie said, Iron Condor on Google up $500 from this morning. Nice job. Trader Will, 5 trades up over $1,000. I love it. David said he did it on Square. Stephanie was a long call, by the way, on Elsie. I thought I was icy for Iron Condor. Got it. Thanks for the clarification, Stephanie. I appreciate that. So we've got let's see. Jennifer said swing trades from Friday down on the day. Paula said SPY called 3%, SPY put 4%. Guys, you gotta love it. She made 3% on the way up at the SPY. When it rolled over, she did it again and made 4% on the way down. Nice job. I don't care what the dollar amount was. That's the best home run of all. When you can trade both directions and one right after the other, guys, that is definitely a home run. Definitely a home run. Very nice. Woo! Wow. All right. So I want to look at, I don't really want to go on SPX just yet. Meaning talking about SPX. Because I want to go through the trades but I also don't have, I need to put some context to the trade itself or the conversation itself. So I'm going to show a chart of the SPX. We're not going to spend a lot of time on it, but we're in a transition phase. We gapped down, we got under the 8 moving average right now, put us into a bullish neutral bias after Friday's weakness on an all-time high day. I'm not afraid of it, and we'll talk about the why in a little while when I go back and analyze the S&P. I'm not afraid of it, but it's a transition day. It's a, do I really want to do a lot of trades today? And let's say get the right setup, am I really interested? So I focused a lot more on pivots today than I did on other trade setups because I just didn't want to be on the wrong side of a move. You could see we gapped down, we ran up a little bit, we ran down a lot, and we bounced, and we're back to about, right about where we were, just above the 8 moving average right now. All right, so Scott said on Friday, I was able to close my bull put spread on Carvana CVNA for a 55% crushing premium. Got in for 78 cents, closed it for 35. No trades today because I overslept. I love the oversleep part. Important stuff. We definitely understand the value of that this weekend in our house. It was a very busy weekend with our little puppy being in the hospital, and on Saturday night, family over very late on Friday night. Sleep was non-existent for us this weekend. So my wife even took the day off today just so she could sleep later. She's got like 85 sick days saved up. So she's like, I think I'm going to take a half a day Wednesday. She was like, good, you should use them. Yeah, that hour change bites. It definitely does. Almost missed church on Sunday. Yeah, we did, but not because of that, because we didn't get back from the hospital until 12:30 and not to bed till about 3:30 with our puppy. So, dog. He's not a puppy anymore. Trading and it's dark out now in the morning. Wow. There you go, Steve. So it was on a road trip since Friday morning, just reevaluating. There you go, just resetting, right? Trying to figure out where you're at and what's next. Well, we go over and look, who do I got up here right now? The Qs. So I have Q. So look at the opening candle comparative to the Friday's close. This is a 5-minute candlestick, and it's on the Qs. We closed Friday, we gapped down, we stretched up and failed. Now, I did not take that stretch up. Probably could have, just wasn't confident on 32 seconds worth of trading, or market being open rather, that there was enough movement yet, or movement's the wrong word, enough direction yet that this wasn't going to just turn around and bounce off of the 8 moving average on the SPY, on the SPX. So the next candle, sure enough, we get the big bounce, and then we hesitate, and we kind of float around right there before rolling over. Right, we started the rollover on this candle here. Right, so let's see if I can bring it a little more. Yeah, I really can't stretch it up because of the lines. So if we look, let's get it moving. So if we look, we came and stretched right into what is the 438.06. Ooh, yeah, that blue is invisible. Let's change that over to a white. Osmo better. I think we could use a little bit wider. Let's see. There we go. Right there, 438.06. Okay, we ran right into that level on this candle. We failed. We got a pullback. There was an entry right on the way down. Right. So if you only did 2 contracts there, right, your first exit would be right there at that midpoint, which is 436.84 is support. Okay, your second exit comes in right here. There's another 1x. Comes in right here at the 535.63. So we had a $1.50 move in there. You could have rode it if you had 1 contract. You could have rode it all the way down on the 1. You could split and take half off in the middle. You could ride it all down and wait until it put a trailing stop on and wait for it to come back and get taken out from there. However you set your trades up, we had a $1.50 move on this one, which netted about $1 overall on the downside move. So I love my pivot points, right? And then we go to SPY. SPY did the same thing. Gap down, to show a little bigger picture from Friday. We got the gap down. We pulled back up, didn't take it there. waited, we got the close, we pushed up, we failed. That either here or retest fell here is the opportunity. Now, when you look at levels on this one, though, you've got 511, 510.28, and 509.33. So again, you could scale out of half at the midpoint. And if you took the entry was on that fourth candle there. So 2x, 2 contracts, let's call it, right? You're out of one contract. You're actually out of one contract right there. Right? Not there. You're out of your second 1x right there. So this is a fast little trade. Again, now you go 509 to 511. It's about 509.50, call it 511. It's about $1 move on the option price. So both of them net about $1 each on that move. Guys, I love pivot points. Hopefully you're all watching them every single day. They really are an outstanding indicator to work with. Yeah, I don't think I've got anything special built into these pivots. Well, I think these are standard. David asked the same thing. I think these are standard. And I don't remember if we made any modifications to it. These are not my pivot points. These are somebody else's, someone from my mastermind group who allows me to use the indicator set, but I can't give away numbers. Actually, I don't even see them. If I needed something done, he would have to do the adjustments for it, right? But the pattern is what we're talking about. That's what you want to see. That pattern, that entry exit, that's the ideal components behind what we're looking for. And I know it's tough. TradeStation has eliminated the ability to have all these free apps that used to be up there. Pearson's pivots were up there, and it was just a great little indicator set. It only went 3, I think, on the S and the R's, support and resistance. TOS has a bunch of pivots in it as well. Actually, I think TOS has a lot of pivots in it, right? So there's a lot of opportunity out there from pivot points. A lot of different programs that have it in there as well. PK said, what's the amount you would like to see between pivot points on the SPY and the Qs? At a bare minimum, PK, is $1. If it's $1, I'm not going to try to get out at the midpoint. If it's at least $2, I'll take half at the midpoint. Less than $2, more than $1, less than $2. You know, we're $1.50, $1.80 today. It's a coin toss based on market condition. But $2 for sure, I will scale half out at the midpoint. If it's $2 between support 1 and support 2, or R3 and R4, whatever the numbers are. If there's a $2 difference, I'll scale halfway out. If there's less than $1, I'm not interested at all. Between $1 and $2, it's a jump ball of what's the overall market doing on that. So I hope that helps, PK. All right. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at the market. Let's take a look at the S&P 500 and see what the heck is going on. All right. So you've got a really nice overall move back from October of last year. And I probably will not be able to use this white color any longer. So let's change it back to blue. White won't work well on a white background. So here's the V bottom. And there, you know, I think I may want to make it a little bit thicker. Yeah, I think I like it a little bit thicker. So here's a V bottom down here. And then we've got our V top up in here. Okay. So from there, after the fibs are formed, which took months to happen, right? Before the fibs actually came in place, before they showed themselves. Before they actually showed themselves, I'm just going to shut this volume off, guys. I'm just getting too many messages here. You know, before we can use it and it set itself up and we see what's actually happening. But now that we get past where the fibs are drawn from, I want to bring it in. Right? So the top of the fib is right here. Right? That's the top of our fib. We get a pull back from there. We pull back to the fibit, and then we bounce. We come up, we come back to the fib line again, we fail, we break the 8, we break the 21 intra candle, and we bounce the next day. We rise up, we close below the 8, we gap up, we gap and go the next day, right? We get a nice run, a really nice run, really nice run. We gap down and we're back up above the 8 one more time. Quick little move up and a fail. We close below 2 days in a row. Oh my God, the world's coming to an end. Powell speaks and market goes crazy, right? We run up a couple of days. We get a great pullback, massive confluence. Go back and check the Traders Market Intelligence reports where I talked about these levels, and I talked about it here. Where's the Friday candle? Let's see Friday. Where's Friday? 3-1 is a Friday. So on this move up, right? I had made a comment about I'd like to see us pull back. And I said, but I would like to see the pullback take a few days so that when it does, we have a confluence of the 8 moving average and the 100-point level. Now, if I'm banking on a setup of a confluence at 100 level is not my ideal at all. But compared to just the moving average being there, I'll take it. I'm not complaining about that one bit. It went 1, 2, we closed down here 3 days, and we got our bounce, right? We gapped up. There's the entry, the gap up or the retest off of the 5100 and the bounce, and we were spot on right there, right? So great setup. We run to another all-time high. We got above the previous one. Friday, we go to another all-time high. We stretch into, now I've got a blue zone drawn in there. Now let me stretch it out and then just pull it down. Okay, I've got that blue zone drawn off of Friday's high and the 5200 level. It's not a true blue zone, but I expect it to be a hesitation point, right? 5200 is going to be hesitation no matter what. So we may close a little bit higher than that. 5189, what is that, 28 in there? And the number is way too small for me. I can't even tell. The line is on top of it. Let's see. Might be 26. Yeah, 26. 5189, 26. And I'm not trying, listen, I'm not trying to get this exact. You can see the blue line's a little bit above on the top. Right? I'm not trying to get this exact at this point. Now I am. Now I'm just angry that it doesn't want to move. So I'll put it there. And you can do exact. You can click on it. You can change the levels. Right? I don't care if it's off a little bit. I just want a visualization that there's something there. Right? Just a reminder for me of what I'm looking at. Okay? So we stretched up in there, and then we pulled back on Friday in an expected fashion. Guys, we had such a great run. Such an awesome run. Remember, Monday was right here. We got an all-time high. We gapped down Tuesday from Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Great run from Tuesday there, closing with an hitting an all-time high. We didn't close an all-time high. Hitting an all-time high and pulling back, right? So Friday was what? Profit taking. It's pretty standard in the market. It's a Friday. People are taking profits and getting their money off of the table and not carrying through the weekend. Too much stuff can happen over the weekend, right? Politicians open their mouths up. Countries go to war. Just things happen that you are out of control, completely out of control come Monday morning. So for many traders, especially after a nice run like that, they're out of the trade and taking profits. So they're completely done. So that was not unexpected. The gap down today, I got 2 phone calls that were absolute panic phone calls today. Oh my God, should I be buying puts at this point? I said, for when? Well, for today? Well, maybe you might find some put buying opportunity today. No. Is the market turning over? I'm like, wait, turning over? What are you looking at that I'm not looking at? We opened up right near an 8 moving average. We stretched down into the 5200, the 5100 level. Sorry. We have been multiple times broken the 8, even stretched down to the 21, only breaking the 21 the very first time it happened down here after the fib itself. And that really doesn't even count to me because we hadn't had to start and get it above there. But from when we got above our zero line, we have not closed or even broken the 21 at all. So why would I look at this and go, oh my God, the world is coming to an end? Because it's not. It's not. Right? Would I like to see the bounce from here? Yes. Yes. Am I worried that it's moving up and falling down? No. This is the exact pattern, the only pattern you want to see. A low and then a high, a higher low and a higher high, a higher low, a higher high, a higher low, a higher high. Now, if today, I don't know, if this is the lowest it gets and it bounces from here, there's another higher low. And we're setting up that stair-step pattern. We're setting up the trend, right? And that's ideally what we want to be able to see. So where do we go from here? We got the 5,100. That's a given. That's the next downside target for us. If it gets down there, I don't really care. From there, this is where the not concern comes in, but the importance level really kicks up. If it gets down to the 5,100, here's me. Position one in the chair. I just don't care. That's cool. No worries at all. My next thought of the where is the pullback into the next fib line, which as of today has confluence with the 21 moving average. So 50, 57, we'll call it. Moving average is 50, 60. So we're right there, okay? We're right there. You go a couple of days, a slight move sideways, a little bit of bounce, slight sideways. You may see this roll over. You may see this move up a little bit. It's all possible, but I don't think we're going to see tremendous moves up, considering in the last 8 days, 2 of our candles were major bearish candles. They're going to play very heavily on the level of that moving average. And remember, it's an exponential. See next to it on the top, I have EMA, exponential moving average. That means the most emphasis is put on today, a little bit less emphasis put on yesterday, a little bit less the day before, and so on and so on and so on. So this candle back here, that's 6 or 7 days ago, really doesn't matter. This one here has some importance, but I got lots of little doji candles here, right? You got a gap and go here, so that was a good bullish candle, but this more than offset, to Friday, more than offset that candle. So I don't expect a lot of movement, which means I think the 8 stays similar or close to where it is without a couple of days of movement up or down, or a big move up or down, one way or another, doesn't matter, but a big move up or down. If we get the bounce off of that next fib level, right, that would be critical off of that 50, 56, call it 50, 57 level. That would be a great bounce, one that I would be bullish on, but aggressive, meaning I would take less contracts, okay? Break back above the 8. It all depends where the 8 is at that point and the relationship of the -136, this fib line up here. Actually, yeah, that's -136. I think. No, nowhere near 136. What are you talking about? That's -5, right? So getting back above that 5138 level, right? Retest and bounce, great. Depending on where the 8 is in relation to it is what's going to tell me, am I waiting or am I just taking a really short-term aggressive trade, where an aggressive trade might be, say, 4 contracts if you're doing a number of contracts versus 10 if you were doing a full lot, or you might put $1,000 in normally to the trade and only put $400 in now into the trade. So my ratio is about 40% from a standard setup to an aggressive setup or an aggressive entry, okay? So that's what we're looking at on S&P 500. Now, there's also the fear of the VIX. Oh my God, we're at 15.5. Yeah. So, right? It's kind of, 15.5 on the VIX is a great VIX level to go lay out on the hammock at the beach or in your backyard and just soak up some sun. I don't care. It's so damn low, it means nothing. Don't fret over stuff that really doesn't matter. But analyze every single day, analyze what we do. And that is why it is so important with things like power option plays, where we go through exactly what's happening, where Brandon does an E-mini, where he goes through exactly what's happening. Amelia does in Trade Watch Alerts, exactly what's happening. Tony with Weekly Whispers, Trip with Covered Calls, exactly what's happening. What are we looking at that pushes us over the edge to say, that's the next reason. That's the next step. This is what I'm looking for. And I'm analyzing it from a place of calm. What do I mean? Well, if you're in the trade and now you're trying to make the analysis, you are using the wrong side of your brain. Okay, it is the, oh my God, what do I do? Fight or flight mode that you're in. It's exactly what it is if you're trying to make that analysis up front, which is why I normally tend to analyze the market in the evening. 30 seconds. I can look at this and say, great, bounce here, do this there, but in my head, I already know what it is. I like that for me because I'm a thinker. And what I mean by that is I am not a traditional planner in that effect. Actually, if you look at my disc profile, right, which is you look at where your higher levels are for you as a person, what's where your personality types and things, right? My D and I are off the charts, right? My dominance is like 97 or something. My I is 89 or 91 or something like that. It's just both of them are very high. So the guy that did the testing for us as a company, I had it done for everybody, said, Rob, you're the guy that's, you and Sean, he said, are going to be the ones that are going to be running with your hair on fire, screaming, go, 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 go. Don't worry about problems. Go, go, go. And Amelia and Lisa stand there going, see, I told you. I told you it was going to happen, right? I am the go. But for my personality type, I do well thinking on things. I don't make a decision. I make too many quick decisions. How about that? But I don't make a decision on the market based on what I see right this second. Oh, God. Right? I already have to have something planted in my head. And if I miss out on the trade, then I miss out on the trade. By looking at this at night, this is why I'm telling you this, by the way. When I look at this at night, I am allowing this to lament in my brain overnight. And yes, I will think about it. I will analyze it. I will think of what may or may not happen on this, not to the point of anxiety. I don't mean that, but it's just something that's in my head. I'll be sitting there watching television. And although I might be engaged if it's a program I like, if my wife wants to watch this, I'm 140 years old and looking for a new spouse reality show that she watched this last year, and I'm in the room with her, I'm being a good husband and spending time with her, quality time, while I'm on my phone, because I really don't care about that. I'm rich and, seniors that are looking to be on a reality show to find a new man, right? Or wife or whatever. Good for you, right? I can't get into that stuff. But I'm sitting there and I'll be on my phone with something, and I have an easy excuse. Yeah, I got a message from Nick in India that there's something on the website. I like them working, and that type of stuff goes and rolls through my mind. So by me looking at it at night, I'm not analyzing candidates. I like to do that in the morning whenever possible. There are days I can't, so I will do it at night. But by looking at it at night, it kind of puts the thought in my head of what's going on. So now tomorrow morning, when the market, I look at the market and first see what's happening, 7:30, 8:30, 9 o'clock, whatever time it is, it's not a shock to me of, oh my God, it gapped down. What do I do? Nope, I already know what to do. If it goes down to 50, 56, 70 and bounces, what are we doing? We're looking at a bullish entry. I have a clear, no obstacle course, right? It's clear. Nothing blocking us from point A to point B, right? If I break out here and now go point A to point B, if I break out here, I've got an obstacle. Oh, damn, okay, I've got to make a decision. What am I going to do? Do I like it? Do I not like it? Am I passing? Am I doing a smaller trade? I've got to make that decision. But I already know that's there because I've looked at it from the night before, right? And again, that's just me. That's just how I like to analyze it personally. All right. Trader Will, so what about all the CPI news tomorrow? Yeah, and I'm very cognizant of all of that, Will, but if I'm trading it and I'm day trading it, I don't care for today. But if it's, and I know what the economic reports are because I look at them, but if those are reports that I look at, and guys, it's so simple. Just go over to forexfactory.com, right? You got economic reports. Here we are, Monday, March 11th is the day that's up there, okay? There's nothing. Well, I am looking for all markets. I'm just going to change this over to none and then go US dollars. I only look at red and orange, and I'll apply the filter, okay? I got nothing, right? I go to more. Tomorrow, I look only red and yellow, right? Core CPI, now core CPI month over month, month over month, right? CPI YY year over year, 10-year bond auction. That's at 1:01 p.m. That's a very weird time. But the other three are all at 8:30 a.m. Okay, so they're going to affect the market pre-market. So if I'm in a trade for today, I don't really care about CPI for tomorrow if I know I'm getting out today. If I'm holding overnight, it may lend itself to some importance. Now, I did see from a budget standpoint, the Biden came out with a $3 trillion cost over I forgot how many years. They're gonna raise the money by increasing business taxes to a minimum of 21% from 15%, which to me is insane. And then they're going to get the rest from anybody over $1 billion net worth. You're going to have a billionaire dollar tax. Okay, so that's how they're going to raise the monies for it. So there's really good news potentially in the market if it really happens, because all we've done is spend. If we actually are able to cut back in money, that's good news for the market. CPI off a little bit may offset to some of that. Powell has already come out last week and said he believes it'll be time to cut sooner rather than later. The expectation is maybe this year we should see some cuts. We'll see. But CPI, if I'm looking at it for tomorrow, Will, I'm definitely focusing on that. And the great thing is TradeStation, TOS, Interactive Brokers, so many of them you can look at pre-market and know exactly what's going on. I don't normally keep it open on a chart, but I do focus on it. So March is just, Wednesday is just a bond. I don't really care about the bond auction. That's 1 o'clock in the afternoon again. And then you got PPI. So CPI, Consumer Price Index, PPI, Producer Price Index. What does it cost a manufacturer to make something? What does it cost? Consumer price. What does it cost for a consumer to buy something? PPI, what is Producer Price Index? What does it cost them to make it? All right. Look, costs of things are absolutely insane these days. I don't care what you buy. I walked into a local hunting fishing store, and there was a guy online that bought 1 box of ammunition. It wasn't anything crazy what he bought. It was a 9mm or something, which is not a big shell, and it should not. $65 they charge him for 1 box. 65. I was like, what? There's a reason not to buy ammo in New York, right? But everything has gotten so expensive. So producers' costs have gone up, consumers paying the price. Powell does believe we're going to see the inflation rate back down to 2%. He thinks it's achievable over the next year. I don't agree, but I would be very happy to be wrong on that. Very happy to be wrong on that. Yeah, Jennifer said Forex, Factory, Earnings Whisper, FinViz, Heat Map, all the time. Check them every day. There you go. Okay, let's see. Okay, so I only need to make $999 million to avoid the tax. Got it. You're right, Will. Yeah, it was 50 rounds. Well, 1 box of 50 rounds. I have bought 2,000 rounds for under $400, and they were at $65 for this box. This was just insane. Unless there was just some hollow point, heavy grain or something. I don't know, something crazy. But I could not believe the price. I've never bought ammo in New York, so I have no idea what it costs here. All right, so Gwen said I only missed it again. Yep. Definitely we're gonna have this recorded, Gwen. It'll be up in a day or two. You moved to Ghana. What time is it there right now, Gwen? So right now in the US here, it's 12:35 right now. What time is it by you? Yeah, maybe it's gold casing, Jennifer and Robert said, possibly. Yeah, it is definitely robbery, Will. Definitely robbery. Without a doubt. So right now, is that AM or PM? When? PM. Okay, good. So you're not up watching us at 4:30 in the morning. All right. So you got a couple hours difference. So there are people all over the world. We see it in our records when we see where people logged in from their IP addresses. So yeah, and then we had, of course, the 1 hour time change this week, which really screws everything up, right? Hopefully at some point they get rid of that. So, all right, use this report, guys. It's a great way of looking at things. And Jennifer said it, Earnings Whisper for when your earnings are coming out. FinViz has a heat map so you can see what sectors are hot, what sectors are not, right? There's so much stuff out there. I don't use the heat map. When I look at pre-market and Apple is down $11, I know Apple's hot today. To the wrong side, maybe, but they're hot. Okay. Yeah. There you go. Gwen said, thanks for saying that. That's why my calendar is off. Yeah, the time change message. I've got a 1 o'clock meeting today with someone from India, 1:15. And my guess is he's going to be off. Hey, Lee, can you make sure that we email Nick that he knows about remind him about the time change, just in case, right? Just to CYA, cover our assets. But I do like to look at this with all markets personally, right? And what it helps me with is not per se, I don't really care. I'm not going to trade the Europe market. I'm not going to trade the Australian market. But I would like to see if anything is happening, and you can see currency, right? So you got 3 a.m. I don't care about. I'm looking for the things that are happening during our market hours. Most of it will be Europe. You'll see things will actually happen at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock our time. Australia is always going to be 9, almost always, because they open up at 8 p.m. Eastern, right? So almost always going to be 9. But I can see then if anybody has an announcement coming out while the market is open, that I don't want to be caught on the wrong side of it. So 2 p.m. here is all U.S., right? 5:45 would have closed. It doesn't matter. Right, but that's what I'm looking for. That's the reason I would look at all markets. 9:45 is US, 10 o'clock is US, 3 a.m. is not really something I'm worried about. 8:30, it's not us. So anyway, that is how I use the Forex Factory. All right. Good. Make sure I didn't miss anything. I think I got any, guys. If I missed any of your comments, let me know. Drop them in if that's the case. So what I want to talk about, the topic for today is candle patterns and location, right? If you go back and you look at candlestick charting explained by Gregory Morris, right? At the non-Ryan Litchfield version, because nothing's changed in there for Gregory. Very little has changed on Gregory's side. Okay, a doji's a hammer, a swinging. What they're all the same pattern. Nothing's changed there, right? Identifying them, how they work, and so forth. Nothing's changed. Okay, the difference is Ryan's section in the book, which is about 100 or so pages. And inside of his section of the book, he talked about location, right? You've got a doji. But where does the doji fall? Does that make a difference? And they measured thousands and thousands and thousands of candle patterns and found that, yes, it did make a difference. And the funny thing is, Ryan, myself, many traders have realized it, but just never put it together to say, this is the why. This is why it's happening. Ryan put it together, right? And Ryan talks about location. I don't have the book here in my office at home. It's actually on my, in our recording studio. You'll see it on the stand that sits over my right shoulder, a little corner stand. And we have it sitting on the shelf, the book itself. Make sure you get the one that has Ryan's name on it because it's the newest one. I think it's 3rd edition. It's a great book. But location. Okay. So, okay, good. I thought I missed a question there. So if we go and look, and I did not pick any candle patterns out for today, right? Let's go to NVIDIA. Right? I have NVIDIA right now. Okay. So I don't really want to use Friday's example because it's such a big day. Let's go look at, let's go look here. Okay. So let's see. Let me bring this out a little bit. Actually, let me see. I have a filter here RR Doji one day ago, right? There are 36 stocks that had a Doji one day ago. I'm going to sort these by closing price, right? So, oh man, who was that? Who was that? Did anybody see the symbol that was just up there? It was definitely somebody in the lower portion of the screen. Really didn't want to hunt for it, but let's see. All right. So TAST, right? And Les said something like AGTI. Okay, so maybe let's see. Okay, perfect. Both of them. You're right, Les. It was this because it wasn't this pattern because it was too long, right? I didn't remember seeing it that long. So AGTI. It shows me that there was a doji one day ago, right? The importance of it is doji today means nothing. Doji one day ago has a lot of importance to it. This is not the topic I wanted to talk on. I just wanted to show this since it came up. Can somebody explain to me this gap and sideways movement? Does anybody know why? There you go, Will. That's exactly what it is. I'm guessing. I don't know the company. Again, I didn't have this plan. Yeah, Trip, spot on. Same thing as well. Some kind of news? Okay, Les. Yeah, Kevin, exactly. Yep. So, guys, more than likely, it's some kind of buyout, right? When I was doing Cover Call Explorer, one of the things I would look for is these. And if I saw these stock that gapped, and I saw this happen, you get a run sideways like this, and it stayed for a couple of days, and I didn't know anything about this company, I'd look this company up, and I would analyze and find out what happened. And if the news said there was a buyout pending, and it's going to, it was approved by the board, and it's going to settle in, on August 8th. Okay, well, I got a lot of days to do diagonal spreads. Now, it's a very low price stock, but a lot of days to do a diagonal spread on the stock. So when you see it go sideways like this, that's what we're looking for, right? Just find the date that it's expected to close out, and you'll be good to go, all right? Okay, good. So now I want you to understand something. Because I am in real time, you see the green traffic light in the upper left-hand corner of my screen, and this filter is RR Doji one day ago. Well, the Doji is actually 2 days ago, and that's because no criteria have been updated when I go to the intraday charts. So it doesn't. So everything that shows up on this list is assuming today doesn't exist. If I got rid of my intraday update, which is simple enough to just click on it, right? By doing that, it takes today away, and it will show the doji one day ago. Sooner or later. Okay, there you go. Ta-da! Wing. We lost. That candle is no longer there. All right. So the doji. Now we had to run to the upside, and we got a doji. Doji is open equals close. My dojis are not open equals close-ish. Some people do them that way. I don't. You do it any way you choose. Doji is doji to me. It's exact. It's not, it opened up, but it's only 10-cent move, or it's only a 2% move, or I don't look at it like that. It's a doji, okay? So it's the location of where it's happened. If I can find a resistance at that level and we are dropping, that's great. But here's my problem. A doji is meant to be, one day ago, is meant to be reversal. You got the doji and confirmation, next day is down. Well, I look at this, and how excited can I possibly be to say I'm going to take a bearish trade here? I'm not. I'm actually saying get back above the 8, pull back, retest, bounce, and I'll take a long entry, bullish entry, not bearish. So again, location, location, location. I would rather see that we broke through a support level, we threw a doji, the next day we came back, retested, and we dropped. That's your confirmation, right? So it's where it is located. I could care less about patterns that look like this or this, right? So we had a doji one day ago. It means nothing in this overall structure. I don't care. I don't care. Right? We had a doji one day ago, and we had a candle that gapped up, pushed into the 21, and pulled back a little bit, closed right at the 21. If this candle had been a different shaped candle, had we seen, not this, but had we seen a candle that looked like this instead? Yes, because now I'm going to use the 8 moving average. All these tops I'm going to use, and I drew it in the wrong place, but the 8 moving average is going to be my resistance, and we failed off of there, right? So I like it a lot. Go, all right? But here, nothing yet. All right, what if it fails? What if tomorrow it drops down? That would be great. It's not a doji pattern anymore, not a doji one day ago, right? We already had this move up. This kind of negates everything, right? Not interested. Thank you very much, but not interested. Green lighted, exactly. So Les, what do you mean, do we look at the accuracy of previous dojis? In other words, did we see something happen on a previous day that with a doji and use that to confirm if today is a good one or not? If that's what your answer, your question was, then you don't need to type it in because no, I meant update the chart again. Well, so I had on here today's intraday, right? I had my intraday data going on there. All that did is throw one more candle on. It just makes it look like the doji didn't happen yesterday. It just takes a hot minute for this to start up and give me the data. There we go. Okay. So when I'm looking for the doji or a engulfing pattern or a 3 outside down, a hammer, a hangman, I'm looking now. I'm not looking at how they've reacted in the past, unless they've reacted at a similar support or resistance line that I'm working off of. Then I want to see what's happened there, right? Did the pattern hold or not? But this one, today it's pulled down, but it's not a doji any longer. Right? If we go to the next candle, the next symbol rather, right? It gapped up. I don't care. I don't know what's with those patterns. Yowza, lots of those. All right, here's another sideways flat. Nothing really happening there. Nope, nothing there. See, I want to see, in an ideal world, I am looking for a doji. If I snap a line here, right? And I get a stock that moves up, I get a pullback and my doji is near my support and I get a bounce. That's my confirmation. That becomes an entry then, either on that bounce, depending on your system, or you're waiting for the next day, which in many cases is too late. Okay? So once again, location is what it all comes down to. Oh, okay, got it, Brandon. Got it. So now that's one type of candle, just a doji pattern, right? Doji one day ago. But if we look at, let's see here, CrowdStrike's a brand new symbol for us. We just switched this in pop recently. Okay. So we have let's see. Yeah, lower price stock, but it may work. Okay. So can somebody tell me the name of that candle pattern right there? What is it called? In this case, I would do a call. Yes, Gwen. Then on that bounce, we'd be looking for bullish. Correct. Good. Good. Engulfing, bullish engulfing, you're on the same, you're on the right path. Those of you that are typing it in, right? For the most part, on the right path. That's exactly it. I look at that as a moderate reliability candlestick pattern. Okay. But where did it happen? If you look at, all right. So where did it happen? We're not exact, but we're pretty close here. If I get this pattern, I get a pullback and a bounce, I like it, right? There's an opportunity then to the upside. If I break through support, the bullish engulfing pattern means nothing if I break support, right? What was that? Let me see. Right, it's right on that fib, Glenn. Exactly. We're close. It's not perfect, but we're close, right? It stretched off the 618, correct. So now one more day happens. Can somebody tell me, not the candle I drew through, I'm off of it, 3 candles, the last 3 to the far right of the chart, what is that called? Those of you that were in, where did we do this last week? I think we did in Monster Market Movers. Those that were in the last Monster Market Movers, we talked about this type of pattern. We're not going to go into the detail. We're not going to go into the depth that we do inside of there, right? So, close, Gwen, but not down. I need flashcards, Jennifer said. Yeah, we'll get Tony to make some flashcards for candle patterns. Not inside, Will. There are no candle patterns that start with the word almost, Brenda. So it is not a very well-known pattern, okay? Not a very well-known pattern at all, but to me, it's my favorite candle pattern to trade, right? That is called, write it down, 3 candles, 3 outside up. Starts with a bullish engulfing pattern. The next day gaps away from the closing price and closes that day with a bullish body that never left a gap in there. I don't care about if the wick came down a little bit. That's not what I mean. But from where we closed here, we opened here, that's the gap I'm talking about. If the wick stretched down, I don't care. That's fine. I like it better if it doesn't, but that's fine. This is a 3 outside up pattern. You can do the same thing with a bearish engulfing pattern and the gaps down. You don't need a big gap, right? Some will trade it without the gap. It's kind of a 3 outside up-ish. Yeah, that's great. I'm not an ish guy. I like a rule-based system, all right? Personally, I do, okay? Tony has all the flashcards in his patterns in a flash. He exactly does. Well, you're right. Yep, 3 outside up. Little. Trader Will said, with Ryan's book and Tony's class, I think the student would know more than 92% of all traders. Exactly. Here's the thing. I can guarantee you one thing. And this is what I need from you. I need 18. I need 18 minutes a day. If you will pick a topic in life, I don't care what it is, playing guitar, reading charts, I don't care, gardening, it doesn't matter. 18 minutes a day for a year. You will know more than 95% of everybody else on that topic for just 18 minutes. You know, the problem is one day we might do an hour and then we don't do anything else for a week and a half, right? It doesn't count. I need the learn and think, and this is not my method, okay? I didn't come up with this. Learn, think, right? Over and over and over and over again. About 18 average, yep. I'm learning Spanish. I need to do more with options and other things. Is that why the one trade away challenge classes are like 13 to 21 minutes? Exactly. Guys, keep this in mind. You know, you've got a newer trader. We're pointing out these candle patterns. They're awesome. You've got a newer trader. If you are a newer trader, Right? And I know the menu here, there's a lot of names I don't recognize in here. We got a good sized group in here today. Some of you here the first time, you saw one of our ads somewhere and you clicked into it, and that's awesome. It's all free. Great content to what we give in here each week. Our one trade away challenge, Lee, drop that link in, please. Our one trade away challenge, guys, $49. You're going to go through 31 days of training. 31 days. Every day there's a short video, and then there might be a training video as well. The short video is kind of a do this type video. And then maybe a topic training. About half of them have one of those on top of that. And it sets you up starting very small, where you might look at it and go, really? Why am I doing this? It's built on the 18-minute theorem. Okay. Of every day we get you to do a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. And in 30 days from now, you go, oh my God, I cannot believe this. I got all this done. Wow. Right? You will place your first non-funded stock trade in 10 days. And in 20 days, you will place your first non-funded options trade. Right? That's the power of what's inside of that. And for $49, y'all are nuts if you don't do it. Brenda said, what makes this a three outside? What makes this an outside up? Because of the way it moved was up, Brenda. If we had the bearish engulfing pattern, the candle would have moved down. It would have made it a three outside down. And that is a bearish pattern. David said, Qs and SPYs, are you doing 20 contracts with only $1 to $2 moves? David, you can do one contract. Right? The really, really, really great, and I closed the option chain already. Let me open it back up. The really great thing, where did my trade station go? Oh, I have no one. I have lines drawn. That's why. The really great thing with SPY and Qs is open interest and volume. Right? Well, there's one other, which I'll show you in a second. Okay? This is not, or will not be, that's Tesla. Okay, so let's go over here to here. Let's go to all right, SPY. All right, we're loading an SPY option chain. All right, here we go. March 11th, March 12th, March 13th, March 14th, and March 15th. And then the 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and then 25. 20. Guys, why? Because these contracts expire every day. So I go look at an option today that I plan on doing a pivot trade on, this $511 stock. I go find a 69 delta, and it's going to cost me a whopping $150. Right? Go find a put. 68 delta. It's going to cost me $134. Oh, but Rob, I got an 82 delta here. Here we got here 8,000 open, here 26,000 open interest today on this, right? Well, did the price move? I don't know. Let's go see. Let's click on it. Okay, not on prices. Don't do bid ask because it's going to open it up, right? Here's the option. Looks like we got a 1 minute chart. Let's go to a 5. Okay. Here's the option for today. All right. This option was as high as about $3.50 and as low as $1.33. Okay. So why? Markets come back. But we opened up right about 220. So if you did this, if you did a bullish entry on this on the open, it was about 2.25 and it ran up to about 350. From 350 on this run down before the bounce, it dropped to about $1.50, about a $2 move. Yeah, so Gwen, just so everybody realizes, we can't answer questions that are help me get out of this trade. We're not licensed brokers. We can't do that, right? So if you send an email, we're just not allowed. It's against the law. Right now, FTC and SEC are insane, freaking insane. A friend of mine who's been in this industry for over 20 years just closed his doors. Someone that has done tens of millions of dollars in business with people, really good trader, has said, I don't want to deal with them any longer. I'm done. Okay. So tough industry. They're really hard to deal with. And legally, we're not allowed to have that conversation. When you say, can I show you how to get out of the trade? Gwen, if you own here in this account, I have Apple stock, right? We bought it as an example one day, whatever it is. We're down $1,000 on it right now. We have 100 shares. So on TradeStation, I love having my order bar open. Okay, so I can right click on my Apple symbol, close position, sell now at market. I can customize at the order bar So now it loads it up here. It only gave me sell, so I can't make that mistake. I could put a limit order in. I could just sell to the market and so forth, right? So I would just do market, right? Sell. Read it out loud. We haven't talked about this in a long time. Sell 100 shares of Apple at market for the day. But guess?
Order filled.
Order filled. My favorite saying, my favorite trade station sound of all. Order filled. Right? And then we go to orders. And that shows for today that we sold it. We filled at 172.52 on it. Right? Are you on TradeStation, Gwen? Okay. So, nope, not that. Give me a second. Gotta get all the way down to T. Gwen, 1-800-822-0512. 1-800-822-0512. That's get a broker on the phone, tell them it's not working. They will either help you fix it, has to be a broker. They'll either help you figure out why it's not working, what you're doing wrong, or they will place it for you at a much higher cost. It's broker assist, but you can get out of that position. Don't ever get stuck. Have their numbers written down. And in case the number, I don't normally call them. I don't know if they've changed it, but I've had it on my phone for years. Right? So you should have, everybody should have some tech support to help you if you get in trouble on a particular trade. Yeah, great point, Will. We'll talk about the bid-ask spread. We're over at Apple now. Sorry, because I changed this to Apple. So let's go back. I know we're hitting our time, guys, but bear with me. It's well worth it. Okay. So we look at SPY and we find that option again that we're looking at as a 65 delta. If we were bearish, it's 154 by 157, 153 by 7, 4 pennies, 4 cents of bid-ask spread. When I first started, they were fractions, right? An eighth was almost a given, which is 12.5 cents, right? I got really good at fractions in my past life, a fraction decimal equivalent, right? But what was really bad was when they would quote something and you'd see the bid was $94 and 123.64 by $93 and 31.30 seconds. Like, what? How the hell do you can't. By the time you even try to think about it, the prices are moving, right? But that's the crazy games we used to play. So, all right. So Lee dropped in the link for one trade away challenge, folks. We're done today. Was this helpful? Was this good? Did it help walking through the process like that of what we're looking for, location and all of that? Excellent. Good. I appreciate it. Thank you. Good. Good. So remember, you can always send an email in to support. Lee dropped the support email in. Send an email to support. Say, hey, I'd love Rob to do this topic one day. We'll add it to our list. It's where we get them from. We'll add it to the list, and we'll see if we can't get that added for a topic for one of our weeks, right? And now, of course, we got to be skeptical on what we pick, right? It can't be show me how to trade Apple. There is no method to just trade Apple, right? So, but drop us a note, and we'll gladly add it to the list if it works. We're excited to help you all get to that next level. Barry said we're looking at decimals, but the computer really uses eighths, quarters, halves, binaries. Yep. Send that in as a question, Jennifer, and for a topic for Power Hour. So we'll leave the room open a couple of minutes. I'm going to go. I'll leave it open so you guys can grab the links. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you all in our next update. Take care, everybody. All right, bye for now.